From Irving, Texas, just outside Dallas, tonight it's the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams, two perennial division winners and bitter rivals in the NFL's National Conference. The Cowboys' high-powered offense is spearheaded on the ground by number 33, Tony Dorsett, looking for his third consecutive 1,000-yard season since his Heisman Award-winning days at Pittsburgh. And when the NFC's leading passer, Roger Staubach, looks downfield, he can find Drew Pearson, Preston Pearson, Billy Joe Dupree, but the home run man is number 80, Tony Hill. The Rams' defense, however, causes mistakes. Pat Thomas is not big in stature, but he's big in talent. Number 27 at 5'9", the cornerback for the Rams. Nolan Cromwell roams the outfield for the Rams at free safety. And Jim Youngblood at linebacker is always around the football. Let's see how they stack up. Statistically, after 6 games, the Dallas offense on the left, third in passing in the NFL, second in rushing, and first overall in the NFL, while the Rams are second defensively in the NFL. A high-powered offense, a super defense, the Rams and Cowboys.
20 seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras.
Ready.
Stand by in videotapes.
Ready.
Stand by slow-mo.
Ready.
Stand by to open your mics on the field.
Steady.
Stand by in graphics. Ready with your opening super.
Ready.
Stand by the announcers in the booth, please. And roll tape. 3, 2, 1. Take tape.
From Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. A special Sunday edition of ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. Let's take a look at the standings in the National Football Conference Western Division. The Los Angeles Rams have a comfortable edge over Atlanta and New Orleans, but that's not necessarily new. And as you see, the Dallas Cowboys, they need a win tonight to stay abreast of the high-flying Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles winners today 24-20 over the St. Louis Cardinals. Hello again, everyone. I'm Frank Gifford. And one thing when the Rams and the Cowboys get together, well, you know they don't really particularly care for each other. They've met many times over the past few years. Only last year, during the regular season, the Rams beat the Cowboys 27-14. They went to the NFC Championship game. It was all Cowboys, 28-0. The Cowboys on their way to a Super Bowl meeting with the Steelers, where they lost that one, of course. 3 times in the last 6 years have the Cowboys knocked the Rams out of the playoffs. There's a lot of conversation between the two teams, so we are really looking for quite a football game. Howard Cosell will not be with us. Of course, if you watch the World Series telecast today, you know the Pittsburgh won. It is now Baltimore 3-2, and they go back to Baltimore on Tuesday night, where Howard will once again be teaming up with our ABC crew to bring you the telecast of the 6th World Series game. But I've got a couple of good old boys with me, a couple of quarterbacks from years past, one of them a former Cowboy. Don, why don't you talk first about, well, tell us a little bit about this Dallas defense.
Yeah, the armor of America's team last week. They went to an area where they said all along, we don't do this. We like to draft our own. The Cowboys went to the trade market. They traded a number 1 and a number 2 draft choice in next year's draft for a defensive end who really won't be activated for a couple of weeks, and that's John Dutton from Baltimore. Now, why would they do that? I mean, the Cowboys are not bad. They've won 5 and they've only lost 1. But they lost 2 Tall Jones and Jethro Pugh. They're trying to replace those 2 guys with Larry Cole and Dave Stalls. They've had some success, but not exactly what they're looking for. The Cowboys are tough. They've got a good offensive team. You know, they've won 18 of their last 20 football games here in Texas Stadium. And now the last guy that quarterbacked the team that beat them was none other than our new colleague, Sir Francis. Francis, how in the world did you do that, and what kind of shot do the Rams offense have tonight?
I don't know what offense you're talking about with the Rams.
You know which one I'm talking about.
You know, nothing's changed in L.A. All they want now is an offense that the defense in L.A. can be proud of. And, of course, they don't like the present quarterback, Pat Hayden. They've never liked the quarterback out in L.A. They always wanted the backup guy. Here's a little piece of trivia. In the last 30 years, there's only been 1 quarterback, and that was Bob Waterfield, who both started and finished his career in Los Angeles. Now, 4 of those quarterbacks went to other teams and won championships for him. Now, of course, they say Pat Hayden is too short, and I resent that personally because he's at least as tall as I am. Of course, James Harris, he was too tall. Now, I don't know what was the matter with Ron Jaworski, and of course they got Ferragamo and Rutledge and whatever. I don't know what their answer is, but I think they got a pretty good offensive team, and I think Hayden's pretty good too. All right, Frank.
All right, a capacity crowd, some 65,000. Those are the tickets that have been sold. We'll be ready for the kickoff. The Rams and the Cowboys in just a moment. Texas Stadium. The stadium sold out for tonight's game. Looking down on the field from the opening overhead. A beautiful night for football as we look at Drew Hill of the Rams. The Cowboys lost the toss. The Rams will receive. Rafael Septian, a former Ram, puts the ball, and it will be Drew Hill at the 5-yard line. And the rookie from Georgia Tech takes it up out over the 25-yard line. Pounded there by Larry Brinson hustling down for Dallas. And let's meet the offensive unit for the Los Angeles Rams. A quarterback, Fran Tarkenton, talking about Hayden a moment ago, coming off a 3-touchdown performance against Tampa Bay only last week. The setbacks will be Wendell Tyler, number 26. He's added speed to the outside, and Cullen Bryant. And Preston Denard, number 88, one wide receiver, along with Billy Waddy, number 80, the other wide receiver. You saw the offensive line. We'll tell you more about it. It is a banged-up offensive line. Both wide receivers have replaced the 2 starters from the beginning of the year. And quickly, it's Wendell Tyler. Lifted to the inside, broke it off to the outside. Gain of 5, out close to the 30-yard line. Hit there by Benny Barnes, defensively for Dallas. He plays that left cornerback. And let's meet the front 4 of the Dallas Cowboys. It will change considerably over on the left side. Cole will come out, and Bruce Thornton, a rookie from Illinois, will come in during pass situations. The linebackers in the middle, Bob Brunig, playing the best football of his career right now at middle linebacker. And let's meet the secondary. There they are, Benny Barnes on one corner, Aaron Kyle on the other. And, of course, Randy Hughes has replaced an injured Charlie Waters for the Dallas Cowboys this year. And Randy Hughes is performing well at strong safety for Dallas. 2nd down and 5. And off the big man, Cullen Bryant. And Bryant booms out over the 35. He has a first down close to the 37-yard line. Cliff Harris coming up, Randy Hughes up there defensively for Dallas. So the Rams, who are not necessarily noted for their explosive offense, has a first down on their very first possession.
Frank, I think a point here. Dallas has historically been a very good defense against the run, but this year they haven't been. They've given up 4.3 yards every time somebody's rushed the football, and they need to correct that. That might have been one of the reasons for the John Dutton trade, hoping they get somebody to play the run better.
The motion man, Wendell Tyler. Quick toss, Cullen Bryant. Gets a block from Tyler, turns to the inside, but meets a hustling Cowboy defense. As he turns the corner, the line of scrimmage, well, give him a yard. Dave Stalls was there early, and he got help from big Randy Hughes, who goes 6'4" and 207 pounds back there at strong safety.
There's Sir Thomas. He's over on the sideline. He's going to get them together. You saw at the last there, Fran, they did a late shift into their flex defense. I've heard you say on any number of times you like the flex because you could read it and know when they were coming. But that last time they shifted right into the position to stop the run on this side, and Randy Hughes was in position to make the tackle.
2nd down, 9. The ball at the 37-yard line. Wendell Tyler, who missed most of last year with the Rams, in motion. There's a screen to the flanker. This is Preston Denard, and Denard is met there quickly by Aaron Kyle. Little or no gain. Aaron Kyle, a first-round draft pick a few years ago, a strong little man on that right side corner for the Cowboys.
This is exactly the situation that LA did not want to get in. They've got a long yardage situation. Dallas is coming in with their prevent-type defense, and their pass rush is good in this situation. They're going to really be coming, and they didn't want to get caught in this situation, and now they're in it in the first series of downs.
So you quickly, Preston Denard is filling in for an injured Ron Jesse, who was hurt last week against Tampa Bay, broken fibula. Also out, Willie Miller at the beginning of the season. Early in the season for the Rams, they would be in there were they not injured. On 3rd and 10. Hayden trying to go to Denard, and Denard slipped as he cut to the inside, incomplete, and the Rams will have to punt.
I think that was an unusual offensive set. I don't think I've seen that before. They set the 2 wide receivers out real wide. Waddy came on the inside, back into the slot. That pass was open, Fran. If Denard had stayed on his feet, there was a big hole across the middle.
He really had both outside receivers open. They had single coverage on both outside guys. In that situation, that's a quarterback's dream. Somebody should have been hit.
Ken Clark will do the punting for the Los Angeles Rams.
Now look at that little 2-step out there.
Dallas.
A 1 and a 1, 2, 3.
Dropping 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Clark hustles it. This is taken by Steve Wilson, the rookie from Howard, and he gets to the 31-yard line, tackled there by Ron Smith. 37-yard punt. The Cowboys' first possession will begin at their 32-yard line. Texas, of course, knocking off Oklahoma here in Dallas yesterday. We heard it all over the city when we arrived. Arkansas is undefeated. That's one regional telecast that you will be consult the listings for the game that will be seen in your area following the SC Notre Dame game. 1st and 10, the Dallas Cowboys. Ball inside their 32-yard line. Roger Staubach, of course, the quarterback. Tony Dorsett, 33. Newhouse, 44. Those are the setbacks. Dorsett has the ball, finds an opening. And Tony Dorsett, looking for his 3rd consecutive 100-yard game. No Cowboys ever done that. Has a first down. He's out of the 43-yard line. Fran, this man can move.
He can, and you'll see here's the handoff to Dorsett. This is what makes a quarterback great. When you have a man on first down that you can hand the ball to and he gets you 10 yards. And you'll see Dallas going to Dorsett mostly on first down because they don't want to come up with a 2nd and 8 situation.
Newhouse comes out. Newhouse playing on an injured leg. Scott Laidlaw is in there. One setback now, number 35. Dorsett adjusts to the tailback in the I formation. 1st and 10, the ball at the 43 of Dallas. Dorsett. And just great senses on this little man. The play not designed to go there. He brought it back, picked up 5, his 2nd 5. And let's take a look at this Cowboys offensive unit. It is explosive. It leads the National Football League. Over 405 yards per game. Staubach, of course, spearheads it all, but Dorsett had a big game last week against Minnesota, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns. There's your offensive line. They are solid. And your outside receivers, they're not slouches. Tony Hill has 5 touchdowns on one side. Drew Pearson on the other, number 88. He's a threat anytime he's in the area. Newhouse. The midfield, maybe across midfield, where he gains a couple of yards. It will be 3rd down and 2. Let's meet the defensive unit of the Los Angeles Rams. There they are. Some familiar names not in there. Cody Jones out for the season, before the season began, even a defensive tackle. Best pass rusher, perhaps, Jack Youngblood. And the linebackers in the middle, Jack Reynolds, a very busy middle linebacker. He's everywhere. They're strong at the linebacking position. They use a lot of blitzing, and let's have a look at that secondary in a moment. Small on the corners with Pat Thomas and Dwayne Osteen filling in for Rod Perry. 3rd down, 3. Scott Laidlaw in there for Dallas, number 35. A little blitz. Finds Billy Joe Dupree wide open. And Billy Joe Dupree takes it down around the 42-yard line, driven back by Dave Elmendorf. But they'll mark it at the 42, another first down, Dallas.
I always get a kick out of talking to Roger before a ball game. He's so low-key on everything, and he says, you know, I've got a feeling they're going to try to trick me tonight. I said, what are you talking about? He says, well, I think they're going to give me some looks and then take them away. And I said, like what? He said, well, I think they're going to fake a blitz and not come. That time they did come. I said, oh, Roger, you're catching on, man. It's working.
1st and 10. Cowboys in a strange set, but they immediately change it with their motion man, and they take too much time in doing so.
Oh, boy, that really makes Roger hot, too. He says, that's something I know would never happen if I called the plays, but how can I argue with it?
Procedure, center.
Got a good point on both cases.
Actually, the time had expired, but they called that against the Cowboys center, who moved. Illegal procedure, 5 yards against the Cowboys. It'll be 1st down, 15.
Don, you know when you talk...
All right, illegal procedure, number 62.
You know, when you talk about calling the plays, Don, you know, people say, well, look at the Cowboys, they're successful. They would be successful if the center Fitzgerald called the plays. Is that good?
Yeah, he's good at that.
Our referee tonight is Fred Wyant. We'll be hearing from him, hopefully not too often. Ball at the 47-yard line of the Rams. Tony Dorsett did not like it on the inside, didn't like it on the outside. Squirts to the 45-yard line for a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
Frank, that's 3 times on first down Dorsett has carried the ball. I think Landry and calling plays, as long as Dorsett can make a lot of yards on first down, he'll stay with the run with Dorsett on first down. He will very seldom run the fullback on first down. If Dorsett cannot get good yardage, 5 or 6 yards on first down, then he'll start throwing on first down.
Frankly, he does not really have a healthy fullback to run. Robert Newhouse trying to come back from an opening season injury against St. Louis. They just discovered that he had a stress fracture of the fibula. But he's in there trying to go tonight. 2nd and 13. Staubach. Drew Pearson complete. Inside the 25 at the 23-yard line, Drew Pearson. And Dwayne Osteen over in the right corner, filling in for an injured Rod Perry, is nowhere in the area with Drew Pearson.
All right, from the end zone, here goes Roger back. They have a blitz on the outside. If you blitz, you had better get to the man. They did not get to him. They got Pearson on Osteen, mismatch. Nobody can cover Drew Pearson man-on-man all over the field. Roger sticks it right in there. We got it going, Dandy.
Oh, it is. They had 5 defensive backs at that time. Fran, may have had a little something to do with it. They were trying to play, looked like to me, some sort of a deep umbrella zone back there. They didn't have a middle linebacker.
The ball at the 22-yard line of the Rams. No score in the game in case you just joined us. Cowboys in possession. Billy Joe Dupree in motion. Staubach with the option down the line. And this is good, nifty pickup there by Scott Laidlaw.
That's a play that's definitely been inserted since 1968.
I've got to tell you a funny story about this. Here's the best defensive end in football right here, Jack Youngblood. My goodness, Roger, that's dangerous.
He just froze him, though. You know, Jack didn't make a move anywhere.
He didn't, and here's a good game. Last year, I did that against Detroit with Dave Purifour, and I got 60 stitches. Last time I called that play. I guess Roger hadn't had that experience yet.
One of the best in the game. 6 straight Pro Bowls. Jack Youngblood confused by that option. There was a gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. The ball at the 18-yard line.
Here they come.
Let's again. He's got a man open. Tony Hill.
Oh, that is money.
First time they worked on number 27, Pat Thomas, but as Fran mentioned before, when you go with the blitz, you've got to cover man for man. And with Tony Hill and Drew Pearson on the flanks, well, you can forget it if you don't pressure the quarterback.
Well, he could not draw that one up any better than it was.
Here it is from the end zone. Here's Roger back. They come with the blitz again. Again, they didn't get there with the blitz. Tony Hill, no, can't do it.
Oh, he put a good move on Thomas, too. He was in that inside, gave him an inside fake. We'll see it again here, friend.
Oh, he has some good moves and a lot of speed to go with it.
You know, it was just a kind of that little slide into the inside, and he came back out, never broke his stride. He does have the good speed.
And the point is, Pat Thomas is as good a man-on-man cover as there is in football, and he couldn't do it.
Raphael Septien.
Good.
And off the crossbars, incomplete. He missed a couple in Minnesota last week. He was kicking it low. He may be just a little bit psyched out, but again, we have seen it so many times. A misconversion early in the ball game so often comes back to haunt a team later. All right. Last week, he was kicking it low. I think you saw that game, Fran, up in Minnesota.
Yep, I did. And he kicked that one crooked.
Kicked that one low into the left, didn't he?
So the Cowboys with 6:53 remaining in the first quarter. Draw first blood. They lead 6-0, and we'll be back in Irving in a moment.
Well, now, how about that?
Oh, you know, I missed
that?
that. That's exactly true. They tied your record, Don.
That's what they're for.
And, of course, Uncle Don is right up here in the booth with us.
Well, I tell you what, if anybody's going to break it, I can't think of anybody I'd rather break it than Roger. Is that what you're supposed to say? One of those sorts of deals? Yeah,
Be humble.
Yeah, that's
Little
it.
East Texas
Yeah,
humble.
that was it. Roger's a good man.
This is Frank Gifford along with Don Meredith and Fran Tarkenton, and we are going to be leaving right after this game. We're going up for our first Monday night telecast from New York. It'll be the Jets of Minnesota. And Fran, Minnesota with Tampa Bay coming back to reality for the last 2 weeks can get right back into the race.
They really can. You see the standings there. They win tomorrow night, and they are only a game out of first place, and Tampa Bay's struggling. And Minnesota's pretty good for the long haul. Bud Grant keeps them in it all the way, and they'll be in it all the way. Be a great game tomorrow night, and a chance for the Vikes to move up.
And that will tell you how the first quarter has gone for the Rams. Offensively, they've lost 17 yards attempting. They have a total of 4 yards, while Dallas has rolled up 86, and of course they have the touchdown, 18-yard TD, Staubach to Tony Hill. Third down, a little less than 2, the ball inside the 30-yard line. Dorsett gets the call, quick opening, and Dorsett explodes out to the 40-yard line, and he hit it fast. Thomas made the stop out there.
Just skipped through there.
Might see it better from the end zone. I think it might have been a little trap block. Let's take a look.
There's a pretty good job with Fitzgerald coming out right there on Reynolds. You see, he's got him in pretty good position. Fitzgerald's really beat up, got a bad shoulder and an ankle and all sorts of things, but that Dorsett just jumped right through.
And they just did it with zone blocking. Fitzgerald, Rafferty, and Scott, just strong arming the Ram defense. 1st and 10. The ball at the 40-yard line. Quick toss. Dorsett cuts back. And perhaps if he could have got around one of his own men, breaking it back to the left, he might have picked up a lot of yardage. As it is, he gets a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
As good as he is, he's not pleased with himself. He's so upset he hasn't broken what he calls a long one. Last week he ran for 30 yards, and he says, man, I'm just so close. I'm so close. He's got to break one. It's my opinion, from that kind of move, he's sure looking for that long run. He sees that thing kind of closed up, so he's going to try to break it.
Scared the Cowboys this past week, fell off a horse.
Yeah.
All bruised up. All right, 2nd down now. They mark it inside the 44. Call it 2nd down 7. Staubach fires. Tony Hill open. Tony Hill has the ball, his third reception of the night. First down at the 29-yard line of the Rams. Dwayne Osteen, again at that right cornerback, filling in for an injured Rod Perry, was victimized.
Here goes Roger back in the pocket. Now, again, they've got Osteen in single coverage against Tony Hill. They shouldn't do that. They shouldn't leave him out like that. He can't cover Tony Hill, and nobody else can either. And normally, the Rams will double the outside. Here's Tony Hill again isolated. You can see Osteen's not even in the picture. It's impossible for him to be in the picture, man-on-man against Tony Hill. And their normal coverage is to double the outside receivers, and they're not doing it tonight, and they better start if they want to stop Tony Hill.
All right, 1st and 10. The ball right inside the 29-yard line. We're in the second quarter. Cowboys out in front, 6-0, and moving it will. Dorsett. Oh, moves to the outside, fake, and then duck to the inside and gets, well, give him 4 yards. He's inside the 25 to the 24, hit there by Elmendorf and Larry Brooks defensively for the Rams. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Frank, last week in watching Minnesota play Dallas, really the one difference in the game was Tony Dorsett. I think if you'd put Dorsett on the other side of the field, then Minnesota could have won the game.
So you played at Minnesota, right?
Right.
Okay. I just want to get that straight.
All right. 2nd and 6. 2 tight ends are in. Doug Cosby, the rookie from Santa Clara, wears number 84. Hand off Newhouse. Newhouse moves ahead to the 23 for about a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Larry Brooks defensively for the Rams. And we'll see the specialty teams come out on the field.
It blows me away, Frank. Yeah, here you go. Just 3rd down. Now we get 4 new players. They play 3rd down players, 2nd down players, 4th down players. It's wild.
And the Rams only made 1 shift. They bring in Eddie Brown in their nickel defense, and out comes Jack Reynolds.
They would have brought in more, but most of their guys are hurt. They don't have any players left.
They have to call Blue Cross to get a backup offensive lineman.
Watch a double safety blitz.
3rd and 5, and they step out of it. He's got Preston Pearson, but he's going to run. Callback hurls his body with little regard for it inside the 5 to the 3. 1st and goal, Dallas.
Golly, Roger the Dodger. He didn't want to do this, I don't think, Trent.
No, he really didn't.
If he had a choice, he wanted to throw it.
No, he really wanted to find somebody open. He's still looking for somebody. Please get open, somebody. I don't want to run.
He had Preston Pearson about that point, but he saw that open field, and he just tucked it away. And look at him hold on to the football.
You know, I think this is what he was talking about in their showing a blitz and then back out of it. It looked like they were going to send everybody there. And right at the last, they backed them all off.
3rd and goal. Or rather, 1st and goal, the ball up to 3. Dorsett. Little play action to Newhouse. Rams bought it. They tried to get out there with Jim Youngblood, but Tony Dorsett is just too quick.
That's not hard. That's probably not fair. It looked like Youngblood had him dead to right out there. We'll see it again.
He did. Youngblood had him out. Jim Youngblood was right with him. Watch this. And it's just all over.
He gave him just a little head fake and just froze Youngblood.
A little fake in the line. He's going to just flip it out to Dorsett. Isn't that nice and easy when you got a guy that fast, that quick? Whew.
Well, that broke the record, you see. That's what they call it. Yeah, that did it right there.
Tony Dorsett, he got 3 last week against the Vikings. He did that in '76, but he did it for the University of Pittsburgh. Raphael Septien.
Still low.
Septien again gets it low, but it goes to the uprights, and the Cowboys have a 13-0 lead. Dallas has the football, their own 20-yard line. They have moved at ease on the ground, in the air. Defensively, they have been overwhelming. They lead 13-0. 8:15 remaining in the first half. And it goes to Jay Saldi, and Saldi is out of bounds at the 34-yard line, hit there by Dave Elmendorf.
We haven't said much about it, but Roger, after he's been completing these passes, has been getting hit pretty good. Youngblood got him a while ago.
There's old Raymond Malavasi trying to figure this thing out. Ray's a former defensive coach of the Rams, now the head coach, of course. Got a pretty good record there in his 2nd season. You know, the Dallas offense is just hitting on all 8 cylinders. I mean, they're really doing it. And Roger, there's Harvey Martin, Talon off. He's been hot tonight, and there's Randy White right next to him.
All right, the first down is at the 34-yard line. Rayfield Wright in now at offensive tackle. And off goes to Scott Laidlaw, and Laidlaw bounces out of a pile. Still keeps his feet, and he's got some running room. Scott Laidlaw got stumped in the middle of the line of scrimmage, broke out to the left, gets another Cowboy first down, and everything is going right for Dallas.
Oh, it seems to be.
A Ram player down on the field as we look once again.
He hits the stack. He pops up. Brzezinski misses him. He hits another couple out there. And Pat Thomas, little Pat Thomas, the littlest man on the field, had to come over and get him down. All the big boys couldn't do it.
The Los Angeles Ram is down on the field. They've not been able to pick up his number. So we will not speculate. It is Dave Elmendorf. We'll be back. USC at Notre Dame will be followed by a doubleheader. Texas versus Arkansas will be one of them. Consult your local listing for the doubleheader game you'll get in your area. Texas, with their big win over Oklahoma, should move up in the rankings. USC, of course, played to a tie with Stanford. First and 10, the Dallas Cowboys. They have a 13-0 lead. They have the football right at their own 45-yard line. Handoff goes to Robert Newhouse, and Newhouse pounds close to midfield. A gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5. We're waiting for a report on Dave Elmendorf. He walked off the field, and they appear to be working somewhere around the neck area.
That last play, you saw a heck of a shoestring tackle, as they say, by old Larry Brooks. That's a pretty good way to tackle Newhouse. Hit him around the shoestrings, not up around his shoulders.
How do you get him down there?
The Cowboys now with 186 yards of offense. The Rams have generated just 12. Drew Pearson in motion. Staubach. Good. Goes to Pearson.
Is that amazing?
And he holds on to the football. He was juggling it, but he got it under control before he went out of bounds at the 45-yard line of the Rams, short of the first down by less than a yard.
Frank, a couple of things here of interest. Roger is 8 for 8 tonight.
Is he really?
The third down efficiency, which means the times that the Cowboys converted third down and the first down, they're 75% tonight. But for the year, the Cowboys are 51%, and 40% is usually the standard. So this offensive team of Dallas has been playing well all year, but tonight they have been unbelievable.
There it is. They rolled up 191. Their average for the previous 6 games played has been over 400 yards, so that's why they're ranked number 1 in the NFL on offense. Third and short, less than a yard. Dorsett gets the call.
Good.
Big
Forget it.
Oh, no.
Bring it back. They got a holding call.
He got his long run, but they will probably bring it back.
That's too bad. Boy, he scooted through there, didn't he?
Looks like everybody else is standing still while he's running, doesn't it? Unbelievable quickness.
Pat Donovan over on the left side along with Herbert Scott. And the flag is down. They're going to bring it back.
That's the Rams' best play of the night. A holding penalty on Dallas.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, you're not supposed to hold, though, guys. That's what they say.
Holding number 44, offense.
Oh, Robert Newhouse. Blocking out in front of the play. Let's take a look at it again because it's fun to watch.
All right, here he goes. Just a power play with the guard leading, coming off the left side. Good blocking by Newhouse. And there he is blocking on Brzezinski. They say he's holding. Maybe he was, but there he goes. And he is a jet going down through there. Nobody can catch him.
Nolan Cromwell with a half-hearted pursuit. He knew he wasn't going to catch him. Third down and 10. The ball moved back to the 45-yard line of the Cowboys. Out of the shotgun.
Good rush. Good rush.
Staubach goes down, and another flag goes down. That was Jack Youngblood on Staubach, but again, a flag is down.
Here's Jack Youngblood leading the Rams in sacks again this year. He's had 4 this year. Really a premier defensive end. Going against Rayfield right there. He's right around him. He's got Roger.
Number 70, offense declined.
Penalty against Rayfield Wright.
Well, Big Cat Wright tried to hold him and still couldn't keep him out.
Yeah, he's going to really get in trouble about that, because they say if you can hold him, son, hold him. I don't hold him, then let him hit me.
There's old Jack.
Rogers sacked back at the 38. Penalty declined. 4th down. Here's Danny White. Eddie Brown drops for the Rams.
You don't think that holding penalty is a big play? Instead of 21-0, they're kicking right now. 13-0. Rams got a chance.
White hangs it high. Eddie Brown calls for and makes the fair catch at the 23. Good kick by Danny White, who's been kicking superbly all year long. That's the other Youngblood.
There's Big Jim Youngblood. Frank, the last 3 games, he's had an interception in each of the last 3 games. That's quite something. Brought him for a touchdown. Go relationship to Jack Youngblood.
6:33 remaining in the first half. The Dallas Cowboys with an explosive offense. We told you at the very beginning of the telecast tonight we did not anticipate it would be as strong against the Rams, who are ranked number 2 in the NFL defensively, but they have been explosive tonight. On first down, Hayden's going to put it in the air.
Safety blitz.
Safety blitz. It was Randy Hughes coming up.
You see Hayden point to Hughes. He says somebody's got to block him. But all he's got to do is count around on. He comes up one man short.
That's right. He doesn't have anybody to block him.
He says, that's your man, Pat. You pick him up.
Billy Waddy is still not back in the lineup. Ron Smith is in there, second-year man out of San Diego State, a number 2-round draft pick a year ago. He had 1 reception last year, 1 reception this year, did Ron Smith. He's in there wearing number 84, along with the other wide receiver, Preston Denard, number 88. 2nd and 10. Hayden,
that's right on the
Denard,
money.
first down. Steps back and gets away from one Cowboy and then goes back to the 42-yard line. First down Rams at their own 42. E.D. Lewis back there defensively with Bob Brunig for the Cowboys. Well, that was open.
Yeah, that's going to help old Pat out. He got a nice completion down the field. Here's Denard on Aaron Kyle. Let's watch it. I don't see Aaron Kyle yet. I still don't see Aaron Kyle.
Well, you saw E.D. Lewis come in there late. It's amazing what a little time will do when you throw that ball. I mean, he had good protection that time.
Rams at their own 42. Wendell Tyler gets the ball, and he is pulverized. Number 65, Dave Stahls, was there early, right at the line of scrimmage. Then he had a lot of help from his friends.
Ernie Stoutner is really pleased with Stahl's work, particularly against the run. He says that he thinks he's made more progress than, well, really anybody. Well, I shouldn't put it that way. He likes what he's doing against the run. He's still trying to improve his pass rush. But you saw there a good example of him stopping the run.
Tyler was able to squeeze a yard out of that. 2nd down and 9. Cowboys threatening again the safety blitz, and they come with it, and they pick it up.
He's got him.
Preston Denard.
He got it.
Yes, he stayed in bounds at the 34-yard line. Pat Hayden really got caught by Tom Henderson just as he released the ball. The crowd doesn't like it, a partisan crowd, but the official was right on top of it. He said Denard had both feet in bounds.
I bet you it's so close that we're going to say you pick them after it's over when we see it. You saw a safety blitz, but you see Thomas Henderson coming in, and that's one of those duck balls. And y'all won't call that one? I guarantee you.
He wasn't in.
No, he wasn't in.
He was out.
That is a very difficult call.
Well, yeah, we know that, but he was out.
The Rams down 13-0, have the ball inside the 35. You can hear that the crowd doesn't like it. On 1st and 10. Hayden got him over the middle. Smith.
Oh, that was a nice move by Pat Hayden to pick him up coming across the middle.
And Ron Smith has another Ram first down. We'll look at it again. Professional rules. You have to come down both feet in bounds. There's one. He has not got the ball yet. There's one.
And there's 2.
No chance.
No chance. Well, nobody's perfect.
And the Rams have another first down. Nifty catch there by Ron Smith. He was traveling in a little bit of traffic.
You know, he's been throwing very effectively here. He's down to the 25. Not a bad place to stick a little run in there, Don. Not a bad place for a run.
He's got that wide set by his back, so Fred looks like he's in there passing.
You're right.
Offensive formation.
Quickly to Ron Smith. And he bobbles the ball incomplete. Hit there by Benny Barnes, who will really attack you. He can really lay it on you.
Benny's had foot trouble down here for the last 3 or 4 years. He really has had it operated on a couple of times. And he's just one of those guys that seems to always be around here. Picked up a fumble earlier this year. Was that last week against Minnesota, though, wasn't it? He picked up a fumble.
Took it 33 yards for a TD.
Yeah.
All right, here come the situation team for the Cowboys. You know, that's been the biggest change in football the last few years. You have people that play the long yardage situations, the short yardage situations. And Dallas has got their long yardage situation team in now.
That means Bruce Thornton coming in, number 77, the rookie from Illinois. 2 extra defensive backs are also in there. 2nd down 10. And off Cullen Bryant, big opening. Cullen Bryant lunges forward to about the 17-yard line, short of the first down. A flag is down, however.
Harvey Martin's tendency is to go outside. He's long, tall, got the long legs. He usually goes to the outside. When you see him run this way, they usually try to go inside of Harvey. They either try to kick him out with a one-on-one block or Try to finesse him a little, pick him up with a trap block from a guard coming in there that time. I think that's a good play. Second.
Oh, yeah.
Holding, you heard.
Holding, number 75.
John Williams holding once again for the Rams.
I don't knee or ankle's hurting.
He, of course, limped out early in the game, came back in there. He could be playing hurt. And he's across from number 54, Randy White, who is tough if you're healthy. Second down, 20. 3 wide receivers are in. Drew Hill, a rookie from Georgia Tech. Another flag is down.
He's got him open.
And the attempt to Drew Hill, incomplete. Benny Barnes was covering, but again, a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
Can't fault the throw. Nope. That ball was right there. Good throw by Hayden.
They're going to refuse this penalty, I would imagine.
Illegal motion being indicated against the Rams.
We have motion, number 88, offense decline.
Preston Denard illegally in motion. The consideration on the Cowboys. Do we want to move them back to keep them away from field goal? No, they decline. And now it's second down and 20.
You know, in this situation, Frank, his best...
Third down, 20, rather.
Third down, 20. His best situation is to hit one of those outside receivers down over the middle. It's hard to throw it outside. Let's see if he gets anybody in the middle.
Hayden with a lot of time, and Ron Smith again. Far short of the first down, but he gets inside the 25 to about the 26-yard line, where it will be fourth down. Dennis Thurman defensively there for the Dallas Cowboys. Quickly, a report on Dave Elmendorf. He has a bit of a back problem. We don't know whether he will be back, or we don't know the severity of that injury.
You know, that was a very good play. They didn't try to get the whole thing. They got enough to get them back in field goal position, and they need to get on track. They need to get some points on the board. And mayy this can do it for them.
It'll be a 42-yard attempt. The holder, Nolan Cromwell. The kicker, Frank Corral. 5 of 10 on the year. He's kicked one at 49. He certainly has the distance. Just did get it up. Right through there. Almost blocked it, but it's good. A 42-yard field goal for the Rams. They get on the scoreboard.
You know, I tell you, Frank, that center, I don't know who's snapping for them, Dandy. He snapped every snap on punts low, and he snapped for the field goal low, and he's going to get him in trouble. Rising can snap, and he's going to get him in trouble before the night's over. Everyone's on the ground. I start to say grass, but that ain't grass.
No. No, that's not grass.
We have 3:55, 3:53 remaining in the first half.
You know, it really is. If you're going to do it, it's better to low than that high one, because that high one really throws everything off and goes over them. But you are right. That's really so important for that overall coordination of snap time, put the ball down and kick it.
I want to tell you, people, that this is still a ball game, 13-3. It ain't going to be like this forever. LA's going to play better than they've been playing. That's a pretty good little surge they had there. It's going to be a good second half of football.
And this could be, a man can make a lot of difference. Frank Corral, he can boot it from way out. Led the league in scoring last year. He's the reason Rafael Septian is with the Cowboys.
Frank, tomorrow night, we're really going to see an aerial show between the Jets and the Vikings. We're going to see 3 of the best wide receivers in football, Wesley Walker, Ahmad Rashad, and Sammy White. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
That is going to be fun, just being in New York.
There's Steve Wilson, number 81, a rookie out of Howard, son of a touchdown Tommy Wilson. Used to play for the Rams. Back there with him, Ron Springs, a rookie out of Ohio State. 5th-round draft pick. Wilson was a free agent. Corral along the ground. And it's bobbled there by Wilson. Well, you take it. I'll take it. This is Wilson.
Not sure.
All right. And Wilson gets it back to the 18-yard line, where Dallas will have it first and 10. 13-3.
All right, Dandy, is Tom going to play it close to the best here and just run it out, or is he going to throw the ball up?
I think the history of that, little things seem to bother the Cowboys. Little things like not returning a kickoff. You're back starting on the 17. They don't like things like that. They work awfully hard trying to get those kinds of special teams worked out. The Rams special teams have really outplayed the Cowboys. I'd say he's just going to try to do the same stuff. He won't really open it up very much.
Not bad. 8 for 8.
Oh, boy, he
Couple
is
of TDs. Billy Joe Dupree in motion out of the backfield. Tony Hill complete, short of the first down, but he moves to the 24-yard line for a gain.
9 for 9.
8. It'll be second down. Well, second down and 3. That's 9 for 9 now for Roger.
Well, they get him a lot of room on the outside. They're backing off a hill. It's amazing. You have a little success as a wide receiver, and those defensive backs start reading the newspapers, too. They think, man, this guy's tough. So they play him a little bit looser. They don't want to get burned deep.
You know, Bert Jones, I think, has the record for consecutive completion. I think it was 17. So Rogers only 8 away.
Second down, a long 2. Ball inside the 25-yard line. Jay Saldi in motion for the Cowboys. Handoff, Tony Dorsett. Look at him pick the opening. Short of the first down. Good defensive play. Coming up quickly was Eddie Brown, getting help from Brzezinski. And they captured Dorsett short of a first down by about a yard.
A pretty girl is like a melody. What is it? Third and a little bit?
Third and a little bit.
The Rams haven't stopped them much on third down tonight.
3 tight ends now for the Cowboys. Drew Pearson moves to the sidelines. Billy Joe Dupree's in there. Doug Cosby's in there. Jay Saldi is in there. And so is this man. Newhouse gets the call. Gets the first down. Flag is down. Newhouse had moved out
Holding.
for the first down, and it's going to be negated by a holding call against Dallas.
That's right. We can even this thing up. Old Newhouse just looks like he just kind of stumbles around in there, picks his hole, rolls around, gets him some yardage.
Very underrated back. I've always enjoyed watching him play on the field.
Holding, number 67, third down.
Pat Donovan, left tackle for the Cowboys, holding. So they'll move it all the way back to the 17-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. It'll be third down.
Pat Donovan's alma mater, Stanford, tied Giff's alma mater, Southern Cal, yesterday, 21-21.
Not a good way to be going in against Notre Dame, as they will be this week. 3rd and 10. Preston Pearson is in there, number 26, dangerous receiver for Dallas. Drops the ball. He can't find it. And he falls on it back at the 5-yard line. It just slipped out of his hands. And you see the Rams trying to call timeout. 2:41 remaining in the half. We'll look at it again.
One of those omens I was talking about. They never did make that first down when he started on that 17-yard line. Roger, we saw him drop a ball after he had recovered a fumble up in Cleveland. During that game, he just lost the handle on it.
I tell you, 2 holding calls have really hurt them.
Yep.
They brought back a Tony Dorsett 45-yard touchdown run. This has put the Cowboys deep in their own territory.
And I think Freddie Dry ought to get an assist on that. I think he jerked his arm a little bit and got it loose.
And Danny White will punt with Eddie Brown of the Rams standing at the Cowboys 45-yard line.
Whoa!
Danny White just nailed this one.
Oh, no!
Eddie Brown cannot handle it all the way back at his 30-yard line. Now he's trying to get out of trouble. 54-yard punt by Danny White.
And you can look, the first man down most every time is Thomas Henderson, number 56. And he almost made a spectacular play there. Got the ball a little too fast and couldn't hold it together.
That is really an unbelievable punt. Watch this. It's a Ray Guy type punt. Danny White, who really is a quarterback just punting. It's a secondary type thing. He just caught it.
He kicked one from the other end zone at 52 yards. This one went for 54 yards. And there's Tom Henderson. He just about captured Eddie Brown all the way back there at his 20-yard line.
They're giving him credit for a 73-yard punt.
How would you like to have that for your backup quarterback? And let me tell you, he's good. He can throw the ball, and is going to be a good quarterback. Or is a good quarterback.
First down, Rams. Unexpectedly more yardage to cover than they thought they would have.
Yep.
Well, Hayden, and I think the wind just whistled over Pat Hayden, knocking him to the artificial turf. It was Dave Stalls who roared by Hayden, downwind Hayden. As a loss of 4, it'll be second down and 14 when we return in just a moment. News. It will continue Tuesday night in Baltimore. You'll see it right here on ABC. Baltimore with a 3-2 lead in the best of 7 of this classic. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Rams have a second down, 15, the ball at their own 22-yard line. 3 wide receivers in now for the Rams. Drew Hill, 87, Preston Denard, 88, and Ron Smith, number 84. Ron Smith in motion. It's out for Harvey Martin. Oh! Harvey just got to Hayden as he released the ball in the general area of Denard. And Hayden is down, getting up slowly.
I want to tell you, that's scary when you're back there in that pocket and somebody's coming from your left side behind you like that, as you know, Dandy. I never liked that hard rush from that left side.
That's right. You can't really see over that direction. He's moving those rib pads around a little bit. I saw him talking to that offensive line. I looked around me at Butch Cassidy and Sundance. He said, who are those guys?
Yeah, they're talking about the injuries of the guards, but what's really happening, Doug France, who's their most reliable lineman, he's the one getting beat the most tonight.
And he usually has good games against Harvey Martin.
3rd and 15. 1:55 remaining in the half. Denard coming from wide to the left across the middle end. He maintains his feet, gets out of bounds, and stops the clock up at the 45-yard line.
That's tough to do, but you got to go to that open field. That was Randy Hughes and Cliff Harris both that kind of got their feet tangled up and couldn't get a good shot at him.
And another flag is down
against the Cowboys. Personal
this
foul.
This time it's going to be a personal foul against Dallas.
Would it have been roughing the passer?
I didn't see it, actually. I followed the ball that time.
I bet it was.
1:46. Rams have the football at the 45-yard line, their own 45.
If that's the penalty, it'll go from where Denard went out of bounds. They'll add 15 more to it, and I think that's the penalty. But we'll listen to the referee and let him tell us.
Rams trailing 13-3. And if they could put some more on the scoreboard,
this is
going to make a major difference. Here's the call.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 76. First down.
Larry Bethea, defensively for the Cowboys. Unnecessary roughness.
He will hear about
this advance from the 45-yard line of the Rams to the 40-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they've got time, 1 minute and 46 seconds, and I think they've got at least 2 timeouts, maybe all their timeouts.
The 3 wide receivers are in there. 33. The motion is Denard. Hayden coming back with the play that worked earlier, but he's going for Smith.
He had him open, but he just threw it up too high.
Cliff Harris back there with Ron Smith.
It's really the ideal thing you want. The free safeties are not the best man-on-man covers in the world. Cliff Harris is a free safety. They had Ron Smith, an outside receiver, on him. If he throws the ball lower, it could bring him back. He's got a completion, and they're down to the 15-yard line. Good opportunity that was wasted.
Cowboys thinking pass. They bring in Bruce Thornton defensively now. D.D. Lewis goes out. Bruni goes out. Aaron Mitchell comes in, rookie from Nevada at Las Vegas. He's been doing well for the Cowboys. Dennis Thurman is also in there, second-year man out of USC. Cowboys in their pass prevent defense on 2nd and 10.
Oh, he's got the back. He's got him.
There it is, Wendell Tyler. And Tyler gets another Ram first down inside the 25, close to the 23-yard line. 1:34 on the clock.
And they're open, man. They're getting them.
They have their timeouts remaining.
I tell you, Don, Wendell Tyler looks almost as quick as Tony Dorsett.
He's a real speedster out there at UCLA. He still got it.
Rams looking to get closer than the 13-3 that's on the scoreboard at the moment. Hayden.
Oh, plenty of time. Get rid of
time. He has to unload it. He was looking again for Smith, and again it was Smith and Cliff Harris. Deep downfield. Smith unable to get open. Hayden had to throw it away. He had the time, though.
Yeah, it's that kind of time that the Cowboys are really trying to eliminate, because we said in their Monday night game against Cleveland, well, they really didn't have a very good pass rush at all that night. They felt they'd been trying to shore up that, but I still think that the trade they made for John Dutton is the biggest tip to what the Cowboys really feel. They can tell us that, hey, the young guys are coming along, they're doing better here, they're doing better there, but they just don't trade the number 1 and number 2 for a guy who can't play for 3 weeks.
Quick count, 2nd down and 10. Hayden firing in the middle.
Throw a flag.
Intended there for Tyler. There is no flag. And Tyler was looking for one, and so was Hayden.
And so was I.
Tom Henderson and Aaron Mitchell with Wendell Tyler.
Covered him like a rug then.
Here he goes. Now he's starting to get some pass protection. He's got Tyler man-on-man on Henderson. Thomas Henderson plays it very good. Might have been interference, but it was a good play anyway.
Couldn't see his right arm. That's where the interference would have occurred, on that right side over there.
1:22 remaining in the half. 3rd down and 10.
Big play for the Rams on third down. So far this year, they have not converted their third downs very well. They've only converted 37% of their third downs into first downs. This is a very important one in this football game.
Hayden has the time again, and he has Smith wide open. He does not hold on to the football. Ron Smith had it inside the 10-yard line, incomplete. And that will be fourth down, and we're going to see the place kick team for the Rams.
Unforgivable on third down for a receiver to drop a football. And this, Ron Smith dropped a pair of. This is a critical play. Look here. Oh, my goodness.
Do you go talk to him after that, Fred? What do you say to a guy like that?
I don't know if it
You can't find him. Ron Smith, of course, in there because, well, they've had tremendous amount of injuries. Billy Waddy is out. He pulled a hamstring. We don't know if he'll be able to come back. Earlier in the season, they lost Willie Miller. And just last week, Ron Jesse had a broken fibula against Tampa Bay. So the Rams are hurting at their offensive line and their wide receivers. Fourth down, timeout call. We'll be back.
There's Ron Smith, and nobody feels worse about it than Ron Smith does, dropping that ball on third down, forcing the Rams to kick a field goal. A touchdown would have been nice for him.
Fourth down, Pat Hayden, who would have liked to have seen Ron Smith hold on to that. We're going to look at Frank Corral, a 41-yard attempt. And Reisig has been centering the ball. Corral hit from 42 yards out earlier. He hits from 41, and the Rams have shortened the gap. Cowboys, of course, missed the conversion with their first touchdown, so it's 13-6. Dallas over Los Angeles. We have 1:14 remaining in the half. Halftime. Be sure and stay with us. We'll be going to our studios in New York, where Chris Schenkel is standing by to bring you highlights of not only the World Series, but action around the NFL. Tampa Bay, of course, lost in an upset, as did the Pittsburgh Steelers. You may have heard about that one. Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh with 9 fumbles in that game. They lost 7 of them. It's a good way to lose it.
We just saw Jack Youngblood. Jack Youngblood's one of the most intense football players I've ever played against. He's had some fisticuffs with most every quarterback in the league, including this one in this booth tonight. And he's had a couple with Roger Staubach, but he's a quality player and a quality man. And I don't know of no player that I respect any more than number 85, Jack Youngblood.
He is just a regular on the Pro Bowl squad every time you show up. Last year was his 6th straight trip to the Pro Bowl. Tell you something about his quality. Corral hits it. And out of bounds. They'll bring it back, and they will kick from the 30. Cowboys defensively, if you think about it, we were talking earlier about that John Dutton trade, who, by the way, has not been activated. They, according to league rules, they really do not have to activate him even for next week's game against St. Louis. They have another week before they have to activate him. But a year ago at this time, through 6 games, they were giving up only they had only given up 75 points. They've given up 113 thus far coming into tonight. They were averaging against them 257 yards at this time last year. This year, nearly 300 yards. So they feel at least that they have been hurting defensively.
I didn't hear a word Frank said, did you?
I heard it
I'm
all.
sorry, Frank. I was watching the picture up there, and we had a shot of all those Cowgirls. I'm sure that folks at home did, though.
You know, Frank, at this point here, you've still got 1 minute and 14 seconds. They haven't to kick from their own 30-yard line. Dallas has not finished for the half yet. We're going to see some more offense.
Have their 3 timeouts. 5-yard penalty assessed against the Rams, and it will be taken here by Steve Wilson at the 3-yard line. Saw it right in front of you, a clip by the Dallas Cowboys, number 71, Andrew Frederick, trying to get his body in front of that Ram. I don't believe he did. He saw the flags fly.
Even if he had a, Frank, of course, with the new rule, they cannot block below the waist. But this one was a clip, and you called it right.
So any plans the Cowboys had will be in trouble. Here's 71, Andy Frederick.
He reverted back to... Yeah, he's getting into that area where, boy, you can really hurt him. That's the dangerous kind of block. You roll over those knees.
Here's the call.
Personal foul, clipping, number 71.
And that could throw a crimp into the Cowboys' plans. The ball now back inside their 15, close to the 13. 1:06 remaining in the half. The Cowboys on top, 13-6.
Frank, if Dallas tries to sit on the ball, I would be surprised to see L.A. try to use their last 2 timeouts and make them punt them out of there. But let's see.
Tony Dorsett. And Dorsett gets out over the 15, close to the 17. A gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Rams do not choose to stop the clock. We are inside 1 minute.
You saw Dorsett's hanging right close to Herbert Scott there for that last one. He was just tippy-toeing right behind him. He said, I'm going to hide behind this big fella, and maybe something will open up. The Rams close it off, but he's set right ready to spring.
Looks like Dallas is going to try to play it. I'm telling you, Danny, the second half is going to be fun.
You're right. The Rams getting those last 3 points made all the difference in the world. And this extra point, Dallas's first touchdown.
As beat up as they have been, they have hung in there tough. Second down and 7. Staubach looks it over. Action to Dorsett. And Roger will run it again. Stepping out of bounds at the 19-yard line, stopping the clock with 15 seconds remaining in the half. Some of the action around the league today. Philadelphia, of course, they're watching this game tonight very intently. If Dallas wins, they stay abreast of Philadelphia. Washington over Cleveland. Pittsburgh going down to Cincinnati. You'll see that at halftime from New York with Chris Schenkel. San Diego rolls over Seattle. Denver continues to win. Look at Oakland over Atlanta, 50-19. And New Orleans over Tampa Bay, 42-14. You'll see part of that at halftime. Third down, 5. Newhouse gets the call, finds an opening, and he gets out over the 25 to the 27. Seconds ticking away here in the first half.
They're going to let them have it going in a half. Regroup.
And there it is, the end of the first half. Our halftime highlights now are going to be brought to you by Metropolitan. And in our studio in New York, Chris Schenkel. Let's go there now. Take it away, Chris.
All right, thank you very, very much, Frank. And, you know, watching that perfect performance, passing performance by Roger Staubach only recalls back 16 years when he led his Navy midshipmen to a 9-1 season, and he personally went on to win the coveted Heisman Trophy. We'll go back to Dallas for more professional football after this 30-second message.
Chris Schenkel ensconced comfortably in our studio in New York for his highlight coverage. And, of course, tomorrow night, as is our custom, we'll have further highlight action at halftime of the Jets-Minnesota game. And that should be quite a football game. We are expecting a very interesting second half here. The Dallas Cowboys over the Los Angeles Rams, 13-6. Frank Corral hits it. Deep for the Dallas Cowboys will be Ron Springs, a rookie from Ohio State. Springs has an opening. And he can fly. Ron Springs returns it all the way to the Ram 28-yard line. 5th-round draft pick out of Ohio State. Let's look at it again from the end zone.
Do you think Mike Ditka had anything to say to this kicking team at halftime, guys?
Well, he will.
Frank, as you know, and Fran, I'm sure you do too, the Cowboys think they've really got to find here in Ron Springs. He was kind of a sleeper. He didn't hurt there at Ohio State, came back, but he really did all he played for. When Tony was hurt a little bit, first rookie to start for Dallas in a long, long time, Ron Springs.
You got it, though. He was a sleeper. He had a great junior year and then tailed off as a senior a year ago at Ohio State. Led the Bucks in rushing as a junior. Cowboys, good field position. 28-yard line of the Rams. Long count. Dorsett glides along the line of scrimmage, looks for the little gap, fires that little body into the breach, and he picks up 5 yards. It'll be second down and 5. Again, Staubach at quarterback number 12. Dorsett number 33, and Robert Newhouse alternating with Scott Laidlaw at setbacks. Drew Pearson, wide receiver number 88. Tony Hill, the other wide receiver number 80. The offensive line, Fitzgerald in the middle. Rafferty, Scott of the guards. Cooper and Donovan are the tackles. Billy Joe Dupree is the tight end. Defensively for the Rams, we'll run it down in a moment. Second down, 5. Staubach puts Drew Pearson left, Tony Hill to the right. Rams opened this game with a lot of blitzing. They got burned a couple of times, and here they come again.
Oh, good pickup.
They had an opportunity to get burned once more as Drew Pearson does not hold on, but the Rams, again, coming back with their blitz. Brzezinski got close to Staubach that time and made him hustle the throw. Defensively for the Rams, it'll be Brooks and Fanning at tackle. Jack Youngblood, Fred Dreyer, the quick defensive ends. In the middle is Jack Reynolds, number 64. On the outside of the linebacking spot, so Brzezinski, 59, and 53, Jim Youngblood. Secondary, Osteen at the right corner, replacing an injured Rod Perry. Eddie Brown is back there. And Pat Thomas on the left corner with Nolan Cromwell at free safety. Staubach's first miss of the night. 3rd down 5.
He didn't miss.
Out of the shotgun. Looking for Jay Saldy. He's there. Staubach's 3rd TD of the night. Jay Saldy, they were trying to cover him with Jim Youngblood. You cannot do that. He's a very fine athlete. Came up as a free agent. Did Saldy 4 years ago. And he does an awful lot of things for the Cowboys. Super on special teams. Good receiver, good blocker. He can even play wide receiver.
Frankie was really well thrown. The ball that the only incompletion Roger had, Tony Hill could have caught it. It was a long one. Look at this ball. Not even a ripple. Pretty well covered defensively, and Saldy's right there. Saldy had a birthday last week. He said, my mom and dad were coming down. She broke her collarbone and wish her speedy recovery.
And the Cowboys open it up winging. Raphael Seption, good on the conversion. And the Cowboys move out to a 20-6 lead over the Los Angeles Rams. 13:54 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Usual look at Texas Stadium. Our resident humorist, Don Meredith, once commented, why didn't they finish it?
Well, it's actually, the Texas Stadium is to Clint Murchison what the unfinished symphony was to Beethoven.
Jam-packed with Cowboy fans. They love what they're seeing tonight. The Cowboys over the Rams 20-6. The Cowboys 1st and 10. The ball of their own 32. Second possession of this half. Drew Pearson in motion. Staubach with a little roll. Dumps it off to Tony Dorsett, who could not find the handle. Jim Youngblood really popped Tony Dorsett. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Frank, by the way, Fran, this telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League, and it's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or really any other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the National Football League, you can't do that. It's prohibited.
All right. Why do they want to use it anyway?
I don't know.
2nd down and 10, the Cowboys. Drew Pearson in motion. Tony Dorsett finds a little opening, makes the most of it. Close to the Cowboy 1st down, out over the 42-yard line. And they mark it over the 42. It is a Dallas 1st down. He makes a lot out of very little. A little trap block there, folding. Herbert Scott in behind it. He leads it. Dorsett pops through. Dallas 1st down.
You notice all the great backs, and as we look at Tony Dorsett, they're able to break a tackle somewhere around the line of scrimmage, which he did there. Had good blocking, broke a tackle, and got 9 yards.
Looking for a 3rd consecutive 100-yard night. No Cowboy running back has ever done that. Tony is up to 58 yards on the night. Billy Joe Dupree in motion. Roger gets it off to Dorsett, who is looking over his shoulder, drops the football, and Roger got pounded once again by Jack Youngblood.
There's Jack Youngblood working against Jim Cooper, who's done a pretty good job on him tonight. And that's not a bad job there. He's pushed him out around Roger. He's still got a hold of him a little bit. That hurts.
Both Jack Youngblood and Harvey Martin, they can take that long route around a blocker and still get back to the quarterback. They're just so quick.
He got that split-second jump, too. He really got off the ball that time and got to Cooper's outside. Cooper never could catch up with him.
2nd down, 10. Ball at the 42-yard line. Scott Laidlaw out over the 45-yard line to the 46. A gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Cowboys. Jack Youngblood sliding over there defensively for the Rams.
You know, you keep looking for the Ram defense to force some turnovers. Last week against the New Orleans Saints and Archie Manning, they intercepted 5 passes. They have averaged turning over the ball for their offense three turnovers a game. And tonight, no interceptions.
That's right.
That is their game. They started out big. They like to blitz. They started with the blitz tonight. They got burned by it. They came back with it here in the 2nd half, but they have not been able to force the turnover. 3rd down, 7. Butch Johnson in, wide receiver. Cowboys, number 86.
That's
Butch Johnson. He has a first down, close to the 40-yard line. Butch Johnson just activated last week after having a great preseason, but just before the season began, he broke the little finger on his right hand, and he was just activated last week.
Preston Pearson's trying to do a little help back there this time, block it. I don't know how they're getting that wide open, Fran. I really don't understand, because I thought he would probably go to Salty again. Salty was one-on-one on the linebacker, but that time Butch just worked to the inside. Looked like Thomas hung a little bit late on the outside. I guess they were in those zones.
The 1st and 10 inside the 41-yard line of the Rams. We're inside 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Dallas looking very machine-like here in the beginning of the second half. Look at Dorsett, and look at him accelerate. He has another Cowboy first down, and an ordinary back would have been stopped back there about the 35-yard line. But Dorsett carries it to the 26, another Cowboy first.
One thing he is not ordinary, I guarantee you. Going to have another pretty good block in there. Well, actually, all he did was just move him out of the way. You saw Fitzgerald sit. Finally got him with a big first.
I'll tell you, at 190 pounds, Tony Dorsett is also very strong. You saw him carrying Jim Youngblood that time. He's up to 73 yards thus far on the night. 1st and 10. Staubach gives it to Dorsett again. Looks for an opening, doesn't find it. Goes down in the arms of Larry Brooks. Lose about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11. And a worried Malavasi in his 2nd year now, the Rams. We're going to pause 5 seconds to allow our stations along the line to identify themselves. Texas Stadium, Irving, Texas. Frank Gifford, along with Don Meredith and Fran Tarkenton. Howard Cosell, of course, covering the World Series. We'll be hearing from Howard Tuesday night when we resume coverage in the 6th game. Baltimore out in front 3-2. It's been a Cowboys football game, but the Rams have hung in there close. Staubach looking over
a lot of ball, he says. Look at here.
Hangs it up for Tony Hill. Oh! Just off the fingertips. He was in a foot race with Dwayne Osteen, and Roger laid that out there perfect.
Roger thought he saw a blitz coming that time. You saw him kind of change the play right at the last. Newhouse kind of hustles back in there to that blocking position. Cowboys call this a Brown formation. The tight end doesn't go out. He stays in and blocks. So you're trying to get one-on-one over here on this sideline. Man, that's just awfully close. Really good defensive coverage when you say X. Did you play cornerback, Frank, or safety?
I played a little of both. I played cornerback when Tom Landry was playing safety.
Well, I'm sure he had first pick. He wouldn't have picked cornerback.
All right, 3rd down and 11. Butch Johnson stays in the ball game. 3 wide receivers for Dallas. Staubach. Oh! Running room. And Roger, the 37-year-old youngster, gets inside the 15 to the 14. First down, Dallas.
He is absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, that guy's too much. He even got a couple of guys, Ram guys, hurt. You don't fool around with Roger down here in Dallas. He had Pearson, as a matter of fact, that looked like Preston Pearson I'm talking about. Looked like he might have been open deep, but Roger says, I'm not going to really take the chance. I'm going to go in here and pick us up a good first down. Pat Thomas comes in. I believe Thomas may be the guy that was kind of shaken up a little bit. Picked up a first down, though, Fran.
You know, it's the kind of game you like to play in your quarterback. Everything Roger's doing is working. His running game is working. His short passing game is working. His long passing game is working. And this is the best I've ever seen Roger Staubach look, and that's saying something because he's been great for a number of years. He's off to his best start that he's ever had in his career, and he is really a premier quarterback at age 37. He's never been better.
Pat Thomas comes out. That means the Rams now have neither one of their starting cornerbacks. Rod Perry was hurt early in the season. He's been trying to come back from a bad knee. We get Sid Justin, a rookie out of Cal State of Long Beach, defensively for the Rams. He wears 29. 1st and 10, the ball at the 14-yard line. Drew Pearson in motion. Paul hooks at Dorsett.
Oh, good defensive stuff.
See those kind of moves at Studio 54. He is really something special. He's even exciting when he loses a yard. Pat Thomas comes back into the lineup. He had himself a big day last week against New Orleans. Picked off 3. Is it Plano, Texas, Don?
Plano.
Plano. He's from Plano. And according to one of the newspaper articles, he was around town trying to hustle tickets for his friends.
Yeah, he has about 50 out there. He's a Texas A&M guy, and Plano is just right outside here, right outside Dallas.
2nd down and 11. Ball at the 15-yard line. Dorsett, power sweep. Little gap the inside, and Dorsett gets back inside the 15. A gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Jack Youngblood defensively, with most of the Rams' defense in pursuit, made the stop.
All right, as we come up to third down again, I think it's interesting to note as we look at the scoreboard and the clock there, that in games prior to this, the Los Angeles Rams defense has been so good that people have only converted 24% of third downs into first downs. Tonight, the Cowboys have converted 7 out of 10. And Dandy,
Let me figure that out for you.
That is something around 70%.
Between 65 and 75%.
3rd and 10, shotgun for the Cowboys. 3 wide receivers.
I don't blame him.
Ron Springs, he can pass. Left-handed. Fires into the end zone. Incomplete because Eddie Brown could not hold on to it.
He surprised the Cardinals, I believe it was, with that one. They didn't know he could throw. They didn't know he was left-handed.
And that will bring on Raphael Septien. He could erase that missed conversion from the first quarter. Cowboys leading 20-6.
Fran and I have both been a little more nervous than you have, I think, Frank, about that missed extra point. It seems like so many times when you miss one of those, they have a way of coming back and figuring in the final result. So that maybe this is a shot for him to make up for it.
Septien, 8 of 12 this year. 32-yard attempt. Holder, Danny White, he's a quarterback. And it's good. Raphael Septien puts the Cowboys out in front 23-6, a 32-yarder. And we'll be returning to Texas Stadium in a moment.
And as good as Charlie is, you don't miss him that much. Get well, Charlie. We all do.
He is popular. You saw the sign, get well, Charlie. 3rd down, 10 Rams. Again from the end zone, Hayden.
Look out. Pat.
He just hangs it up. Fair catch, called for, missed, and picked off by D.D. Lewis.
D.D.
Cliff Harris could not handle it. It bounced out of his hands. And Pat Hayden just trying to avoid the safety there. And he turns it over to the Rams out at the 30-yard line.
In all fairness to Pat, you see Randy White come in. That's Harvey Martin coming around. He didn't really have much of a shot, but that one is a fair catch one if I ever saw it. And a good play by D.D. Lewis. They were all around it. Somebody had to intercept that ball.
Watch at the bottom of your screen, 79, Harvey Martin coming in on little Pat Hayden. And I don't care if you're 5'11 or you're 6'4, when a big Harvey Martin hits you like he's going to hit Hayden, it hurts.
Oh, boy.
That's paying the price.
First turnover of the game, and the Cowboys have the ball at the 30-yard line of the Rams. There he is. Roger hangs it up. Billy Joe Dupree's in the end zone, and he does not hold on to it. Yeah, he would have loved to have got that ball. He was back there with Nolan Cromwell, and Roger just hung it high for his 6'4" tight end.
It's a good example where, again, you talk about the split seconds. I believe had Roger had another split second before he had to throw, he could have had a little bit. Let's watch it again. I didn't see who the main rush was from. Oh, they have a little blitz, and that's Youngblood coming in there. They were really coming from both sides. He had to throw it really before Billy Joe was clear, and you see the ball was not really thrown over the proper shoulder. So that was one of those near misses.
A couple of gentleman linebackers, Brzezinski and Youngblood both. They could have unloaded on Roger. They did not. 2nd and 10. Dorsett.
Gosh.
Now that play is designed to go outside. Dorsett read it, cut back to the inside, did it on his own, getting it down close to the 21-yard line. Gain of 9. Bob Brzezinski finally corralled him, but he had a hard time getting him down. Pickup of 9. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Watch Freddie Dreyer come across. They're going to come inside him on the trap. He came out very wide. Brzezinski makes the tackle. But look at Dorsett, little 190-pounder. He drags him on for another 2 or 3 yards.
I think he's just trying to say, let's find a nice soft spot and sit down over here.
The ball marked at the 21-yard line. The 3 tight ends are in now on the short yardage play. Cosby, Saldi, and Dupree.
Roger.
Quarterback sneak. First down, Dallas. Inside the 19-yard line.
They'll have him back there returning punts. You know that?
And he would love it.
Yeah, he'd do it.
There's There's poor Pat Hayden. You know, poor Pat has had a difficult time in the second half. Both times he's gotten the ball, he's been on his own 3-yard line. The 2 times Staubach's gotten the ball, he's been on the 28 and the 30 of L.A. That makes a tremendous amount of difference. And the question people are asking, you know, should I put Ferragamo in over Hayden? Probably now wouldn't be a bad idea.
Dorsett again turns back to the inside. This time he's pounded to the turf after a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Frank, the reason I say it wouldn't be a bad idea to put Ferragamo in, not because Hayden has played badly, but sometimes you make a change. There's Ferragamo there. You make a change, it might pick up your team. Hayden has got to be frustrated, and it's really not his fault. And Ferragamo says, I can do it, coach, put me in.
Ferragamo has not seen that much action, did a little cleanup. Tampa Bay was cleaning up on the Rams a few weeks ago. 2nd down, 9. Dorsett, a big hole. Dorsett moves inside the 13-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 4. Hit there by Nolan Cromwell and Bob Brzezinski.
Really, the only time L.A. has stopped Dallas on 3rd down tonight, Andy, has been with a penalty.
Yeah, that's right, as a matter of fact.
Tony needs 13 more yards to have his 3rd consecutive 100-yard game.
And that's not counting the 45-yard touchdown that was called back.
He had 145 last week against the Vikings.
Frank, last week his 145 yards was the 4th highest rushing anybody's ever done for the Cowboys. And he did it.
Out of the shotgun. 3rd down, 4. Ron Springs, 20. Preston Pearson, 26. Are in there for the Cowboys. What a Preston Pearson.
I'm telling you that.
He stopped inbound short of the goal line, and Roger Staubach took something off of it, hung it up there. Preston Pearson was up to it. Let's look again.
Well, it's what I've been hearing Drysdale and Howard talking about. This is a change of pace. But that's exactly what was called for. He just dropped that one in a bucket right over his head. That's good defensive coverage. Keep in mind that Youngblood was between Staubach and the receiver, but what a catch by Pearson. If he's not Mr. Clutch on this team, I don't know who is. He and Roger together, I guess.
Their leading receiver of a year ago. They don't use him that much this year, but they used to bring him always on 3rd down, get him in there. He was the man they went to. 1st and goal. Robert Newhouse gets the call. Did not crack that plane. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Ray, there's always tomorrow, my man. They've been doing a lot of struggling out there in the L.A. city, trying to get this thing on the road, and I really think one of the major things is what we've really been talking about all night. They've had so many of their frontline players hurt. They haven't been able to. It's what training camp's for, is to get that coordination, everything in sync. The Rams just haven't quite got it yet.
Rams 4-2 coming into tonight's game. Staubach looking over 2nd and goal. Oh, Tony Dorsett. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night. Oh, and does he hit it quickly?
All right.
Just a little bolt of lightning. A little quick trap. Little gap, and Dorsett's in the end zone.
What they call a little 90 trap. All that 90 series, they can fake a pitch out to the Laidlaw, come back in, a little quick trap up the middle, and there's Tony. He hits it in a hurry. Where are you, friend?
I'm right here looking.
Turn out the lights, my man.
It's time.
Rafael Septien. Danny White holding. Rams have exceeded their wipeout in the NFC Championship game, and they beat the Rams 28-0 last year. Septien is good. The Cowboys over the Rams 30-6. There's their little quick trap, and beautiful it is. We'll be returning to Texas Stadium right after this message. Having a difficult night. He really blame it on Pat Hayden. He's been sacked 4 times, and he's been hit many more times than that just as he released the ball. Rams 1st and 10, the ball at the 44-yard line. Wendell Tyler in motion for the Rams.
Look out.
And Ron Smith does not hold on. Would have been a Ram 1st down. Hayden put that in rather well, but he again was pounded just as he released it.
Randy White was right there close. Fran, it's 30-6, Dallas. What do you think that this is a time that you could insert a Ferragamo into the offense and not really throw any blame on Hayden.
I really do. I don't think it's Hayden's fault tonight. The defense hasn't played up to its normal self. The special teams have broken down. And I think it's a good time to... Pat wants to... I'm sure there are times you're frustrated. Let me out. Let Ferragamo get a little experience. And I think it'd be a good move to let Ferragamo play it out. I think Dallas has got the game in the bag. Let Ferragamo play, get some experience.
Second and down and 10 for the Rams. Inside handoff, Cullen Bryant. Big hole, and Cullen Bryant scrambles into Dallas territory at the 47-yard line, up into there by Aaron Mitchell defensively for Dallas. Short of the first down.
I would think that it's a good time to use not only Ferragamo, but also Danny White for Dallas, because it's an opportunity not only to play, but to play against two really good football teams. The Rams are a good football team.
No question about it.
And so it's a good opportunity to do that.
I agree with you.
Third down, 2.
We'll see if Tom agrees with both of us in just a minute. Malabasi does it right now.
Denard in motion. Hayden rolling out. Tries to go to Denard off his fingertips. Have to be very careful with that because Aaron Kyle was moving up quickly from his cornerback spot for Dallas. It'll be fourth down, Rams.
Again, it was not a badly thrown ball.
No.
Out comes Ken Clark, and dropping deep for the Cowboys. Sensational free agent find out of Howard, Steve Wilson.
Don, interesting statistic here. L.A. has converted 1 of 10 third down situations, and they say that you've got to convert on third down. That tells the story, too.
And they only had the ball a little over 3 minutes in the entire third quarter.
If you don't know all that sort of stuff, look at the scoreboard. It's 30-6.
Steve Wilson, he drops the ball at the 9, finds it again, and slithers up over the 15 to the 16-yard line. So we have timeout with 14:02 remaining in the game, and we'll be back in just a moment. On the sidelines, came up 77, fourth-round draft pick, has thrown the ball 48 times in those 3 years. He's just staying warm on the sidelines. I'm fairly well convinced we're going to see more of Pat Hayden tonight. Dallas has the ball, first and 10, the ball at their own 17-yard line. Newhouse, or rather Laidlaw, gets the call over the left side. He rolls out close to the 20-yard line. It'll be second down and 7. The skyline of Dallas on a 72-degree night. Beautiful night for football. And, of course, we'll be looking at a different skyline tomorrow night. It's the Big Apple, the Jets and the Minnesota Vikings. The Jets with the best ground game in the NFL after 6 games, but they have a little man named Wesley Walker you'll see tomorrow night. And, of course, Minnesota can answer with the likes of Ahmad Rashad, Sammy White. You should see the ball in the air a great deal tomorrow night. Second and 7. Robert Newhouse over the 20 to the 22-yard line. Of course, it'll be a bit of a reunion for you, Fran, tomorrow night. The old boys up in the...
Yeah, and I'm going to tell the world the real truth about Harry Peter Grant, better known as Bud Grant.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've been wanting to know about that myself.
Yeah, the real inside story. I've got it. And I'm going to tell the world tomorrow night.
Oh, I can hardly wait.
I'm even hang around for that one.
Oh, really? But yeah, the world is waiting to hear about Harry Peter Grant.
Third down, 5. Cowboys, their own 22-yard line. They have been nearly perfect tonight on offense, but not bad on defense. Staubach, Jay Salty, Dallas first down at the 34-yard line.
You know, it's just not that easy, people out there watching. It's not that easy. Dallas is making this look so easy, and they're playing against one of the great defenses in football. It was always tough when I played against them, and I know it's tough for every other quarterback to play against them. And Dallas is just walking down the field against them. And it's, you know, it's a proud defensive team, and they don't have many nights like this, but I'm not sure they can do anything about it. Dallas is so sharp, it's really unbelievable.
Roger is 13 of 18 for 3 touchdowns and 176 yards. Jay Salty, who caught that ball, has caught 3 on the night for 49 yards. One of them a Roger Staubach touchdown. Staubach, Dorsett. And Dorsett, somehow he always gets another yard, another 2 or 3, and in this time he moves out to the 42-yard line, and he now has 95 yards on the night, 5 yards short of his 100-yard mark, and that would be a new Cowboy record. No Cowboy runner has ever put together 3 consecutive 100-yard games.
Donald, it's interesting to me that Tom Landry, the 30-3 lead with 12 minutes left to go in the game, is not taking any chances. He's keeping the big boys in there all the way.
Well, I think he'll go one more series, one more drive.
Dorsett.
That is just amazing.
Twist. Stop very close to another Cowboy first down. Larry Brooks defensively for the Rams, along with Jack Reynolds, the middle linebacker, number 64. And in comes the short yardage offense. They're going to give a measurement here, I believe. However, I do believe they're a little short. Landry has sent his 2 tight ends in to join Billy Joe Dupree. Doug Cosby's out there, Jay Saldy.
And did you notice Danny White edging closer to Tom Landry and saying, please, Tom, let me have a shot at this?
Yeah, Danny is one of the guys that, you know, they've been saying he's waiting on this. In fact, all of them say he's just chomping at the bits. And I think anybody, any quarterback I've ever known wants to play. They don't really like sitting on that bench. And he has a great deal of respect for Roger. But he knows that sooner or later his time's going to come. And I think for Danny, it's just as soon that it'd be sooner.
Had a little bad luck early in the season, right before the season started. He broke his thumb, banged it off Larry Bethea's head in practice, and he's only been able to play for the past couple of weeks. You saw how short, just a few inches. It'll be third down. The Dallas Cowboys 5-1 coming into tonight. Philadelphia, of course, beat St. Louis today. They're 6-1. They're looking in tonight.
Frank, do you realize that the 2 wild cards might come from the NFC East? Philadelphia and Washington and the Cowboys, all with good records.
Jack Pardee doing a tremendous job with the Redskins. They're 5-2. They had a win today over Cleveland. Third and short. Newhouse gets the call, and he gets to the 45. He has a Dallas first down with 11:20 remaining in the game. Dallas coming into tonight, averaging over 400 yards of offense, leading the entire NFL, and they haven't done anything to take the luster away from their offensive show. And there he is.
Another Roger. He says, I'm going for a world record tonight. I'm after 2,400. I can play for anybody. Look
Roger Owens, the peanut man, going for world's record. He said his peanut elbow is much better tonight. He should be able to go all the way. On 1st and 10, Scott Laidlaw gets the call. And collects some Rams after a gain of a yard and a half. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Almost get the feeling they're trying to run out the clock with 10 and a half minutes left. Everybody's kind of just saying, well, let's go ahead and get this thing over with out here. Son of a gun.
Newhouse brings the play in from the sidelines.
Goodness.
He's alternating with Scott Laidlaw. Mark it at the 46, so it's actually 2nd down and 9. Dorsett adjusts to the tailback in the eye. Newhouse gets the call, and down he goes. Mike Fanning defensively for the Rams, another telling statistic.
I was really impressed. I saw the Philadelphia-St. Louis game today, and I was impressed with both those teams. They made some mistakes and came back. The Cardinals come in here next week to play Dallas, but those high-flying Eagles, man, they've got them a good football team.
We'll have them right here November the 12th on Monday Night Football, and that could be quite a showdown.
I think it will, too. I really do.
Ron Jaworski injured his leg in that game today, but he stayed in there, was limping a little bit. Curious to see how he comes out of that. 3rd and 9. There's Hill. Just scrambles out once again, and Roger over midfield into Ram territory at the 49-yard line, short of the first down. The Cowboys will punt.
Now, if I were Landry, for sure, I wouldn't let him go back in there and play anymore.
I wouldn't either.
At 30-6, I don't want to see Roger running if I'm the head coach over there.
I wouldn't want to see Roger hurt or Dorsett hurt, and I'd be sure both of those guys are sitting on the bench the rest of this game. That's a moral victory for the Rams. They stopped them on 3rd down without a penalty.
I'll tell you what, Danny White may not be playing quarterback, but he's not punting so bad. He's averaging 52.3 yards. A couple of weeks ago against Cincinnati, he set a Cowboy record, averaging a little over 47 yards. So here's Danny White with Eddie Brown waiting back around his 10-yard line. White hangs it high, and he has Cowboys down there.
That is really...
Fair catch called for and made by Eddie Brown inside the 10, where the Rams will begin once again deep in their own territory with 8:30 remaining in the game. 4 points. They have the ball at their own 8-yard line. 1st and 10. They have a new quarterback, Vince Ferragamo. I've told you that he is in his 3rd year, a 4th-round draft pick at 77. 6 of 13 this year, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 22 of 48 during his Ram career. Has thrown 3 touchdown passes. This is Elvis Peacock. And Peacock gets out over the 10, close to the 12-yard line before being hit there by Bob Bruning. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Here's old Scott Laidlaw out at Stanford, and he and Robert Newhouse been shutting the plays back and forth tonight. A little hot and sweaty, but it's been a good night for Mr. Laidlaw.
Yeah, Elvis Peacock in there along with Vince Ferragamo. He came up as a number 1 draft pick a year ago. He hurt his knee in the 3rd preseason game, was out for the entire year.
What do you think Malavisi told him, Danny? Go out there, Ferragamo, and win this thing for us, huh?
On 2nd and 7, he has the time. He finds his receiver, Ron Smith. Ram first down at the 26. Benny Barnes there to defend against Ron Smith, but it's a Ram first down. Ferragamo, 6'3", a 207-pounder out of West Banning High School in Wilmington, California. A local boy who made good.
There's Danny White.
Hey,
he says, I can throw as well as kick.
You see his thumb wrapped there. Again, I told you that was fractured right at the beginning of the season. He was able to punt, but until a couple of weeks ago, he could not take a snap from center. Handoff, Peacock, and Elvis Peacock gets out over the 30 to the 31-yard line, a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. There's that thumb. He hurt it in practice, banged it against Larry Bethea's head.
I was teasing Danny before the game. He's also got on a set of rib pads, which you can kind of see coming through the jerseys there. And Roger didn't have any rib pads, nor did Toronto. I said, what is this? I said, you know, you're not supposed to protect yourself like that. You got to learn to go out and play with pain.
Yeah.
He says, I ain't dumb, man. He says, I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid. It's one of those. Protect myself.
Ferragamo with a safety blitz has to unload it as he was looking right into the big number of 42, Randy Hughes, who came on the blitz. Incomplete. 3rd and 5.
Randy Hughes, Frank, we were talking about it earlier, but he's 6'4", 210 pounds, and is fast. You just don't see guys like that. Money is pouring into the press box all along to help replace that there. We now have 30 cents tonight. I've got a quarter and a nickel coming in. We're going to fix that
Goodyear
hole.
Blimp America, high overhead, looking down at Texas Stadium. A little over 64,000 showed up for tonight's game. 3rd and 5. Ferragamo. It's a Ron Smith, and it's almost picked off. Cliff Harris trying to get the deflection, and Ferragamo got pounded rather thoroughly.
I think you could see, Frank, that what Harris was really trying to do when he couldn't intercept it was to tip it back up in the air, knowing that more of his guys were around than the Rams. Let's see if that didn't happen. I know they have a drill like that.
Watch Bruce Thornton come in here.
He put him pretty good. Now look at it, Cliff. See, he tried to bat it back up. Thornton could come along and pick it up.
Those are the things you do with a 24-point lead. Ken Clark to punt for the Rams. Steve Wilson is deep for Dallas, and he'll have his 10th from his 30. And hustling down there defensively is Joe Harris for the Rams. Steve Wilson gets back to the 36-yard line. Cowboys have the football. 39-yard punt by Ken Clark, and we'll be back. Danny White is the quarterback now for the Dallas Cowboys. Roger Staubach leaves the game. 13 of 18, 176 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also rushed for 38 yards. But Danny White, the quarterback now for the Cowboys, wearing number 11, hands off to Tony Dorsett, and Dorsett picks up a quick 3 yards.
Wait a minute.
Close to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Can you believe Dorsett is still in the game, Danny?
Well, it's the only thing I can think of, and it's really not like the Dallas organization to try to get him a record or whatever it is, but he doesn't have 100 yards yet, does he,
He
Frank?
just got it right there.
Just got 100. Well,
it's a new Cowboy record. Tony Dorsett at 100 yards. First time any running back for the Cowboys has ever put together 3 straight 100-yard games. 2nd and 7. 5:47 remaining in the game. Dorsett gets the call again and ekes out another 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down. They'll call it 3rd and 3. Bob Brzezinski in there on the stop. And what a night Roger Staubach leaves with.
You know, people always ask me as we look at Roger, is Roger really as nice a guy as he appears? And let me tell you, folks, he is. He's everything he seems to you.
He's that nice, and he's a lot more fun than you'd think, too.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, you can be nice and be a real, and have a lot of fun, too. He's got a great, dry sense of humor, and I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to be around. I talked to him this afternoon, and he talks candidly about things, and hello.
Danny White, the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 3rd down 3. Jay Saldi. Saldi's 4th reception of the night. A Cowboy first down, 40-yard line of the Rams.
Now, that's something, man. You can bring them off the bench and do like that. I think we guessed right. There's a thing on the scoreboard now announcing that Tony Dorsett is the first Cowboy to rush for 100 yards in 3 straight games.
Watch this throw. Danny White is his first throw of the night, I think, and he's going to put it right on the numbers to Jay Saldi. Cannot throw it any better than that. And there's poor old Jim Youngblood. He's been
it's only his second
short every time.
Only his second attempt of the season for Danny White. Threw the ball 64 times last year, completed 37 of them. Now in his 4th year with the Cowboys out of Arizona State. On the 1st and 10, Ron Springs, the rookie from Ohio State, gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it.
You know, as Malavasi, in a way, it's kind of a shame that Jay Saldi I think, is a very good tight end. He has to play behind Billy Joe Dupree here because Billy Joe Dupree is so good. As we look at Malavasi, a lot of teams he could start on.
They've actually got him listed as a 3rd tight end behind a rookie that they found out in Santa Clara, Doug Cosby.
I know it. Saldi on the night, 4 receptions, 66 yards. Danny White looking over a 2nd down and 10, changing off. This is Ron Springs, and down goes Ron Springs. Again, Bob Brzezinski. Immediately after this game, we'll be taking a charter flight into New York. Remind you again, tomorrow night, our first Monday night telecast ever from the Big Apple, New York City. By the way, it is a sellout at Shea Stadium, the Jets of Minnesota, and the blackout is lifted in New York.
That is, some of us are going to take a charter flight to New York, yes.
All right.
3rd down, 15. Ron Springs, number 20. A rookie set back in there with Preston Pearson, number 26. Not quite a rookie. Preston's been around 13 years. Came up with Baltimore, traded to Pittsburgh. Cowboys got him as a free agent. White over the middle, intended for Butch Johnson. And Butch Johnson was in a battle there with Sid Justin, the rookie from Cal State of Long Beach, for the football, incomplete. Butch Johnson, who really had a great preseason. We talked to him during the course of that preseason. He was catching the football in every game, doing just everything perfect for the Cowboys. And then right before the season, he broke the little finger on his right hand. And really disappointed. And meanwhile, a Ram player is down, Pat Thomas.
You know, they really cannot.
They have really had a tremendous amount of injuries this year. They could ill afford to lose this young man, Pat Thomas. We'll be back. The Goodyear Blimp America hovering around Irving, Texas. There is Texas Stadium. And the Hall of Fame circle here at Texas Stadium. One of those up there, number 17, Don Meredith.
To a burning ring of
Went
fire.
through the early years, and they were not all that comfortable, as I recall, Andy.
Now, the Cowboy fortune certainly took a different direction after I left. You can figure it out.
Pat Thomas has left the field. He had to have assistance as he left the field. Danny White now out of front. He hangs it high, looking for the corner, and he doesn't get it. Pat Thomas has been taken from the game. Rod Perry, we told you earlier, the other regular cornerback, is already out with a bad knee. Dave Elmendorf was hurt tonight. We don't know to what degree. He is on the sidelines, Dave Elmendorf.
How much
Rams beleaguered with injuries.
How much can you take? They really cannot afford to lose Pat Thomas. They just lost too many players to compete against a team like the Dallas Cowboys. However, this loss isn't going to put them out of it because in their division, they're still boss. They're going to have a 4-3 record. The closest to them is L.A. and New Orleans with 3-4 records, and neither one of them look like a threat to the Rams.
And Vince Ferragamo remains the quarterback. 1st and 10, the ball at the 20-yard line, following the touchback. 3:17 remaining, and Ferragamo is being pursued and tripped up by Larry Bethea. Inside the 15, it'll be a loss. Back to the 12-yard line, a 7-yard loss. Over the years, the story of the Dallas Cowboys. They didn't have a winning season until 1966. Since then, they have been in the playoffs every year but one. They've been in 5 Super Bowls. When they put it together, they really put it together. Team of Tex Schramm, Tom Landry,
and Gil Brandt.
Great personnel evaluator. Second down, 17. Ferragamo lays it up beautifully. Oh, and Dennis Thurman. Dennis Thurman comes up with it, an interception. Well, I meant it was a beautiful spiral.
And it was a pretty pass.
No question. It really was pretty. Dennis Thurman.
All right, here comes Ferragamo. He's the people's choice in L.A. They think he's tall enough to play quarterback. He throws it out here and leads Dennis Thurman perfectly.
Well, Dennis ran a better route, I think, don't you, when you look at it? He ran a little bit better route.
Hello, Dennis.
He was definitely open.
Yeah, and Wendell Tyler had a man covering him, so I wouldn't do that.
You know, we've talked about the Dallas organization. We look at Dennis Thurman many times. But hello, Dennis. The significant thing about him, the people you mentioned, Frank, have all been there in their jobs for the 19 years that Dallas has been in business. Gil Brandt, Tex Schramm, Tom Landry, running the fortunes of the Dallas Cowboys. Stability is there.
White hands off to Scott Laidlaw. Flag is down. Laidlaw is down at the 42-yard line after a pickup of about 4.
It has been, really, this is the 20th year of the Cowboys, and it has been a very successful story. I think that, you know, it's going to be interesting. I just can't believe the Cowboys don't have something else in mind when they traded away their number 1 and number 2. So I'm not going to be terribly surprised if somehow before next year's draft they don't figure out a way to get somebody else's number 1 or number 2.
Somebody was speculating that Ed Too Tall Jones might not be so happy with his boxing career after he fought a couple times. If he came back, could you imagine that front four? Dutton, and you move right along, Randy White, Harvey Martin, and there's something right now.
You know, I really think it was an excellent move. The Cowboys could afford to make that move because they've got plenty of football players. As we listen to the official on this call,
personal foul, crackback, 81.
Cracking back was Steve Wilson.
But as you two know, you win with great football players. John Dutton has been a great football player for a number of years. He's young at 28. They can afford to give up a first and second round draft choice. But I agree with you, Don. I think they'll get a number 1 draft choice next year and make a trade to get that.
Penalty moves the ball back to the Cowboys' 23-yard line. First down, 25 to go. Cosby, the tight end, rookie from St. Clair in motion, and Danny White coughed it up when he was hit by Mike Fanning, and there's a scramble inside the Cowboys' 5-yard line.
You know, if on this play, I really think Danny was trying to throw the ball. It would have been intentionally grounded the ball, but I think they could have called this intentionally grounded rather than a fumble, but it was a judgment call. The official called it a fumble.
I think he did it intentionally to put himself in a better punting position because he had so much success coming out of the end zone.
All right, watch his right arm. He's getting locked up here pretty good, but he's going to make a move to throw the ball. Let's watch him. No, he didn't.
Well, it was.
Sorry, Danny. I tried to protect you, but I just can't.
Wait a minute. I didn't even come. I think he's getting in punting position is what I think he's doing.
Well, he wants to make a 95-yard punt now. That's what you're saying. He had 73 already.
Oh, boy.
Burton Lawless recovered the fumble for the Cowboys, but they are moved all the way back to their own 3-yard line. The original line of scrimmage was up at the 38. The Cowboys over the Rams, 30-6, 2 minutes remaining to play, and not a whole lot of
the number
people
one
have left.
Number 1 rated TV, made-for-TV movie in 1978 was a movie about the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Think about that one.
I'm going to think about it a while.
It's true.
Meanwhile, Danny White is thinking about a 2nd and 45 from his own 3.
I'd run off tackle.
Ron Springs gets it out to the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 38. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Roone Arledge. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football is produced by Dennis Lewin. Tonight's telecast directed by Andy Sedaris with Chet Forte, of course, directing the World Series. He'll be in Baltimore on Tuesday night, along with Howard. Our technical director is Joe Nisi. Our associate director is Rob Biner. Our technical manager, Vern Carrick. Unit manager is Marshall Lopez. Our spotter, Steve Bazika. Statistician, Mike Swanson.
You know, there's John Dutton, big, fine-looking farm boy from Nebraska. John Dutton just was unhappy in Baltimore. He had a contract. Cowboys kind of saved him because just before the gun of the trade deadline, they gave up the 1 and 2 draft choice in 1980 for that big man, and they're expecting big things from him. I think he's going to come here to Dallas and play great. He's coming to a good organization, a team that's a Super Bowl contender every year, and he's hungry for that. He's going to be similar to what Ahmad Rashad has done for Minnesota when he'd been kicked around the leg a little bit, unhappy in his play.
Fran, if I could, I'd like to point out, too, that he has a left-handed stance at defensive end, even though he played right end for Baltimore, and so he's not going to have to change anything when he comes to Dallas.
They think he'll be a natural defensive end on the left side with his left-handed stance. I think he's going to really help the Cowboys.
3rd down and 38. Danny White, just as good as a punt. Oh! He comes up with it. Steve Wilson, the rookie from Howard, a little better than a punt. At the 45-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams. Dwayne Osteen back there covering. Let's look again.
All right, here comes Danny White off the I formation. He comes back to throw to Steve Wilson. He has got now the longest punt of the night and the longest pass of the night. And touchdown Tommy Wilson. That daddy is so proud of Steve Wilson. Touchdown Tommy played in Minnesota, too. Hello, Steve.
Not bad.
You better look at your dad.
It's been exciting. He ran a kickoff back against the Bears for 84 yards and a touchdown. They called it back because of a penalty, but he has really put some spark into the special team of the Cowboys.
There's Freddie Dreyer. Freddie is just disappointed. What a great competitor Freddie Dreyer. He's a free-spirited guy, but he is really a competitive football player and a great football player, and he is down.
1st and 10, Dallas. Inside the 46-yard line of the Rams. 1:37 remaining in the game, and this is Ron Springs, the rookie from Ohio State. That's 3 yards, close to the 41. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Got it.
Los Angeles Rams since 1970. I said earlier in the telecast they're working towards a 7th consecutive Western Division title of the NFC. Cowboys have been a bit of a nemesis for the Rams. 3 times they've been eliminated from the playoffs in the last 6 years by these Dallas Cowboys.
And the Vikings eliminated
28-0.
And the Vikes eliminated a couple of times, too.
Yeah. 2nd and 7. 57 seconds remaining in the game. Ron Springs. Turns back and gets inside the 40 for a gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Bob Brzezinski defensively for the Rams. Now they mark it at the 40, so we'll call it 3rd down and 4.
It was a good cut by Springs that time. He was following Tom Rafferty's block. Jerry Wilkinson is the new defensive end for the Rams. Wilkinson just played way upfield. Rafferty just kind of fenced him off, and Springs got right behind him.
Dallas on the night, 187 rushing yards. Los Angeles 59. Tony Dorsett accounting for 103 of those 187 Dallas yards. 3rd and 4.
Problem is the last play.
Ron Springs, another Dallas 1st down. Fumbles the football. They did not rule it down, and Eddie Brown has it. Wilson and Eddie Brown fumbles it, and there's a mad scramble on the sidelines. A fitting ending for tonight's game as time expires.
I think the thing turning out the lights in this game would be redundant.
They turned them out some time ago, and Tom Landry has himself another victory. The final score, Dallas 30, Los Angeles 6. Be sure to join us tomorrow for ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings against the New York Jets from Shea Stadium in New York. Our rent provided by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Travel arrangements made through, and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. More people fly United to Hawaii than any other airline. This has been a presentation of the leader, ABC Sports, bringing you exclusive coverage when the world comes to America this February for the 1980 Winter Olympics. And the Cowboys sink the Rams here on Sunday night.